Let's begin. Good morning. On behalf of the CCMTL and the staff that's all, quite a few in the back, we welcome you to the fall premiere. I hope you've had an enjoyable weekend and a pleasant summer, but it's fall again, and so the motif here by our designer looks great. My name is Maurice Matiz, and I'm the Vice Executive Director of CCMTL, and thank you for attending. For those of you who are maybe not familiar with CCMTL, we have included an introductory handout in your packet. Before we unveil this year's new technologies, what I'd like to take a moment is to take a moment and review some of the things we talked about last September. First, you may remember we launched the Columbia on iTunes system last September, and it has been a tremendous success. Faculty and instructors like you have uploaded over 5,000 tracks to iTunes U. 70% of those are course-related. And those 5,000 tracks have been accessed over 500,000 times. With our upcoming, with the iTunes U mobile portal that we recently released for iPhones and iPods, we're hoping to reach the 1 million mark well before next September rolls around. Second, we announced a new media and technology resource site that we called Enhanced. This site has allowed us to share with you news, teaching tools, and white papers related to teaching technologies to the Columbia community and to the public at large. We now have about 100 entries and about 5,000 unique readers on a quarterly basis. It was also selected by a website called Best Online Resources Colleges, and was selected as one of the top 100 Ivy League resources. So we're very proud of that. So if you're curious about some of the technologies we're going to talk about today, blogs, online video, simulations, please use this as an important resource. Lastly, we introduced a new course management system called Sakai that was going to replace the current course management system, CourseWorks. Unfortunately, due to the economic realities at Columbia, the funding for that was postponed and will be at least a year away from becoming the replacement for the current CourseWorks. Nevertheless, the pilot that we have with Sakai continues. We have a number of the CUMC schools using it pretty heavily, and a number of faculty that are working with us directly are still experimenting with Sakai, and we hope to really move into that shortly. But let's return to this year. We have some great new developments. We're going to be showing you 3 items. The course blogging solution called EdBlogs. We're going to show you a new wiki platform to complement our existing Wiki Spaces that we call Wiki Scholars. And we'll also introduce the YouTube Columbia channel. Dan Beeby, our CCMTL Associate Director for Services, and Brian O'Hagan, our Digital Media Specialist and in charge of our media platforms, will introduce these and provide some quick demonstrations for you. After the demonstrations, we'll take some questions and comments, and hopefully we'll have plenty of time for that. So without further ado, Dan will start with EdBlogs.
All right, thanks, Maurice. Maybe I should take the microphone.
Okay.
All right, hi folks. So I'm going to just say a few words this morning about EdBlogs. There's a handout in your packets. It's on the right side, and it's about halfway back. And it basically outlines some of the things that I'm going to tell you about the EdBlog service here at Columbia this fall. It's a blogging system that will offer a WordPress blog to any course. How many folks run their own blogs? Okay, how many folks regularly visit a blog maybe? Well, fewer hands. Okay, all right. So more hands just came up. So about half of the folks in the room maybe have either run their own blog or visit a blog frequently. And I just threw together a little definition based on one from the OED, but also just sort of trimming it up a little bit. A blog is essentially this frequently updated website that allows an online journal essentially. It consists of observations, comments, and excerpts from other websites. So this definition is pretty straightforward, and we'll talk a little bit more about what a blog is, but just want to sort of jump in and show the system first and talk a little bit about how blogs might be used in courses before we talk about really what blogs are significantly. So I'm going to show a couple of things in an example site. This isn't an actual course website. Obviously, this ADMN is not a course code here at Columbia University, but I'm going to just show a couple of examples from this site that we put together. So we've got a home page here for what might be a course blog. I actually poached some stuff from one of my colleagues' websites. Mark Phillipson is in the back row there. And he graciously agreed to allow me to sort of choose some things out of one of his websites that he used last year. And so when you visit this course website, the first thing that you might notice here on the home page, which is what we're visiting right now, is this home page here at the top corner, is this week's assignment. And so what Mark has asked his students to do is write something about metamorphoses. And when we go to this posting here, we're going to see a question that says, inside the Metamorphoses, Ovid references the Aeneid. And so, sort of find one of these references and explain it. So what he's done is he's sort of set this up where we have a series of instructor questions, and then he's also tagged this or categorized this as metamorphoses. And if we click on this tag here, we'll see that a couple of students have posted answers, and these are obviously canned answers. I don't know the first thing about this, so I didn't write this post here, but it's under my name. You can see that there's been posted right here. And then we also have another posting from one of my colleagues to sort of demonstrate how this would work. But these postings appear here in reverse chronological order, so mine is there at the top. This one that was posted by Paul, PJS 2153, was posted prior to mine, and then here's that original question that Mark posed to us. How do you think that Aeneid is being referenced inside Ovid's work? So there's a couple of different ways that we can get to all of this content. We can either, as the instructor can log in and say, oh, I want to see what Dan's work for the semester has been. So when he clicks on that, he's going to see a listing of all of the posts that I've made inside the blog. Or if he wants to see all of Paul's work for the semester, he can do that. He can just click on Paul's name, and all of the posts that he's made would appear there. You can also look at all of the posts that have been archived by month. So chronologically, again, you can take a look at all of the posts that might have been put in here on a specific date or in a specific date range. Blogs also allow for, so if we go back to the Metamorphoses sort of tagged items here, we can see that we've got this list of posts. And Paul's post here talks about how Ovid is trying to portray himself as a sort of new style poet, maybe as an energetic poet. And so what I could do is actually look at Paul's post here, and I might think, I want to comment about that. I might say, another place where Ovid does this. And then I could sort of continue on here and maybe post my take on Paul's post, and I can submit this comment, and then it'll become part of the system. Blogs can be used in a number of different contexts. So this is an obvious example of the sort of student feedback exercise that you might give to a student. You might also ask students to post interesting research, or if they found websites, ask them to post that research and tag or categorize the content that they found so that you can organize around specific themes. And you might also ask students to attend events or performances, and then use the blog as a place to record a multimedia review of that performance. Again, arranged by date or arranged by topic or category. You might also use a blog to have students work on group lab reports, allowing students to post their content in a collaborative way that allows for feedback and comments as well. About 5 years ago, my colleague Jonah Boswich and I were talking about content management systems, and Jonah sort of helped me think about them in a specific way. Jonah's in the room here somewhere. I'll point him. There he is. He's way in the back row there in the corner. He helped me think about course management or content management systems in terms of rules. And so a discussion board has very specific rules. It's chronological. There's a post that sort of starts off a topic, and then students respond to that post, and you get this sort of threaded discussion. That's essentially the rules of a discussion board. And blogs have similar rules. They're chronological, but they sort of offer a little bit more flexibility in the terms of the ability to categorize or tag. You can do multimedia embeds. You can view the posts chronologically, but you can also look at them in terms of which user posted them or when were they posted. And then there's also this concept of it being a content management system of its own. We saw that blog we took a look at a moment ago had that home page where the instructor can sort of go in and edit that on a regular basis. And then there are other themes. So the theme that I showed you, the look of that blog that we saw a moment ago, is just one theme that's available. There are other themes like a comment press theme, for example, which is built into the system that allows for sort of line level annotation of posts within the blog context. So there are many more things. There's a lot more flexibility built into this blogging system. This system that we're offering this fall is a collaboration of CCMTL and the Library Information Technology Office. And Nada O'Neill, if she's in the room, I don't know, but I just do a little shout out to Nada. She was a real big help in getting this off the ground this fall. If you'd like to get started with the course blog, the CCMTL staff, the center staff, has to set that up for you. And you can email us at ccmtl+, that's a little plus sign there, edblogs@columbia.edu, and we'll help you get that set up. You can also just visit edblogs.columbia.edu, and this information is there as well, buried under some pseudo course information, which you can poke around in there and give that a look as well. So let me just make sure I've covered everything here. All right, good. So we're very excited about offering blogs for the first time here this fall, and I look forward to presenting next fall when some of you have set up some course blogs and we don't need to use a fictitious example. We can actually show some great work that you all have done. Speaking of successful services that we've rolled out, and I just want to sort of provide a little bit of a report on Wiki Spaces and Wiki Scholars, which is sort of a follow-up to that Wiki Spaces service that we launched in 2007. And over the past 2 years, we've had about 450 course websites use a wiki in their courses. This is sort of moderate, small to moderate use or larger. It's been a great success among the faculty and students like it as well. We've had really good reports back about it. This year, there have been some notable improvements. The tagging system has been completely revamped, and it's much easier to use. There's referencing and footnoting, so you can put footnotes and drop down to the bottom of the page. And there's also a really nice new templating system, which allows you, as the instructor, to set up a page template and change that if you want to throughout the semester, so that when students create new pages, a structure is in place there. So if you're looking for a real specific thing in a lab report, for example, or maybe if students do a site visit or something, and you want to get some real specific information from them, you can set up that template and students essentially just fill that in on the wiki page. So a couple of really nice new developments here on the Wiki Spaces front. But we noticed in the success of the system as we rolled it out to folks here at Columbia that something was missing. And it's not Africa, it's the whole world. Essentially, we were able to offer courses to course blog, wikis, excuse me. We were able to offer wikis to courses, but we weren't able to sort of open those up. And we did get some feedback from instructors that they wanted to be able to either take their coursework and put it out on the web for students to do their work in the course, but then also get input from professionals or get input from all around the world on their coursework. So we did some more research, and we determined that we needed to sort of supplement the Wiki Spaces system that we had with what we're calling now Wiki Scholars. And with Wiki Scholars, we have this ability now to invite folks who are external to the university, right? So you don't have to have a uni to get into Wiki Scholars, that you can collaborate on not only coursework, but on research work. And I'll say a couple of words about that in a moment. And we can also make wikis public. So these wikis, the work that your students are doing can sort of go out to the world. In a lot of classes, this might not make sense, but in some, it really does. If you're trying to open up a new field of study, for example, you may want to put that out on the web for everyone to see and experiment with. So as we look at the two systems, with Wiki Spaces on the left and Wiki Scholars on the right, Wiki Spaces, if you're familiar with it, you know that you have to have a uni in order to be able to log in most cases. That wikis are not publicly viewable. And that wikis are automatically set up for you, though, as an instructor. You just have to sort of click that. There's a button that says, instructors, start your wiki here. And if you click on that, you can just set up your wiki. Wiki Scholars, on the other hand, is a access to outside users system, so anyone can go in and set up an account and log right into Wiki Scholars. It allows you to make your wiki publicly viewable, but you can also close it out if you want. You can have it so that only the people who are members of that wiki can get in and see and edit and do work on it, but it allows you to make it public if you want. And there's no automatic setup on the Wiki Scholar sites. If you want to set up a Wiki Scholar site, you would be in touch with us, and we'd help you get that going. This service that we're running out here in the fall of 2009 is a collaboration with CCMTL and CDRS. Diana is in the audience here, and she's helping scholars who want to do research or publishing work with wikis on the web. And if you want to do a course wiki that's available to the world, our CCMTL staff can help you out. The address for that is you can visit either of these websites, or you can email wiki-help@columbia.edu. I didn't include that link on here.
Just maybe just expand CDRS stuff.
Right, sorry, the Center for Digital Research and Scholarship is CDRS, and they're helping folks with research and scholarly wikis for use this fall. And then if you have a question about a course wiki, you'd be in touch with us.
CDR.
Center for Digital Research and Scholarship. That's right. All right. So we're really excited to introduce these two services and improvements to the existing Wiki Spaces service. Wikis and blogs are it's not just that they're popular and exploding on the web, they're a really great way for you to encourage your students to interact with you and with the content of your course. And I don't recommend using either of them to you wholesale. I recommend using one of these tools in the context of an assignment if you really, really want your students to do that collaborative work or that sort of public work as well. And our educational technologists, again, inside your folder, there's a handout with everyone's photograph so you can determine who you need to talk with. Our educational technologists are eager to talk with you about all of these services and make sure that you're using them in a really, really good way in your teaching. I'm going to bring up Brian O'Hagan now. He's our CCMTL's digital media technologist, and he's going to talk with you for a moment about iTunes and more specifically about YouTube, on Columbia on YouTube. Can we take a question now? Or should we?
Scroll through.
Can you bookmark it and open that back? Okay, cool.
Good morning, everybody. Last year, we were really excited to announce that Columbia finally had an iTunes U installation for anyone at Columbia to use, to distribute audio, video, and course podcasts to any course at Columbia. I'd like to say that this year, we're just about as excited about the YouTube service. Columbia is now a part of YouTube EDU. Now, in the last couple of years, technology has really facilitated anyone to be able to upload and share video very easily, and to about anyone. And it's been incredibly popular in education. I like to say that podcasting has been the main juggernaut in education as far as new technologies, a new way that instructors can share media with students, their peers, and so forth. But just as popular has been online video sharing. I think it's very easy to Google a video, whether it's on YouTube or otherwise, and you can see that lots of instructors are posting things on the web on their own, using them in their courses. Instead of breaking out DVDs or VHS tapes, they're actually searching the web and seeing what they can actually plug into their course lecture. So on top of that, universities are investing a lot of money into course capture technologies so that instructors can actually capture full-length lectures and post them to places like YouTube. So today we're talking about YouTube, and it's a great entry point for anyone who's interested in sharing video online. But more importantly today, what we're going to be talking about is actually affiliating it with other educational content, and most importantly with Columbia. Now I'd like to ask, I've asked this before, but how many people have actually used YouTube? But I think at this point it's kind of like superfluous. I think YouTube's just become part of the vernacular of online technology these days. So I'd like to ask another question. As an instructor, how many of you have actually searched online for a video that you want to use in your class? It's a great number. Now, when you do that, what's one thing that maybe you notice or something that might bug you, right? Like I'll mention what bugged me a lot on YouTube for a while. Every time I would search for something that I think is resourceful and something that I can share with somebody else, it brings up a lot of related videos that maybe aren't quite affiliated with what I want to show, right? So I might look for a lecture on physics. You know, maybe I want to watch Walter Lewin's newest lecture from MIT. But what's the problem? On the page, I've got a lot of advertising. There's a lot of affiliated videos, like Tommy Boy's physics, for peeps, all that kind of stuff, right? Which is great. I mean, I think that's what really makes things like YouTube excellent. But what happened this spring is that YouTube has now introduced a new section of their website, and it's called YouTube EDU. So what does it do? It centralizes content from over 100 universities and colleges that are now using YouTube. So from one portal, you can access tons of educational content. What's really great about YouTube EDU is it's leveraging what a lot of universities are doing in expanding the availability of open courseware. I think MIT was a real pioneer in this area. Yale has just opened up a new open courses model. But it's basically allowing anyone to view video of course lectures or course content that's happening at local schools and really opening up the access to a wider community. In this case, the public, right? On YouTube EDU, there are now over 200 full courses available. And they're available from places like MIT, from Stanford, from Yale, UCLA, UC Berkeley, and the list goes on. What makes this different than YouTube? Well, for one, you can access videos with less branding, right? Which means if you search for an educational video through YouTube EDU, you're not going to see all the random ads that you would see on a normal YouTube page. And furthermore, when you watch a video that's affiliated with YouTube EDU, all your related videos are actually pulled in from other communities that are posting educational video, other universities. Pretty much everyone who's posting video and affiliating their content with YouTube EDU. So it's a really great endeavor on YouTube's behalf to kind of make it easier for educators to offer public video in this way, but have it be shared with a larger repository of videos. So, and what's also excellent about it is it's a free resource. This is free. And that's why we're really happy to announce that there is now a Columbia University presence within YouTube EDU. And this is free to use for anyone on campus. We're beginning to work with a number of schools and offices with events on campus to make sure that this portal really reflects the best of what Columbia has to offer in this realm of open video and open courseware. But for instructors, it's a great and easy way for you to post video, share it with your students, and make it affiliated with Columbia. There are also some enhancements to the Columbia University YouTube channel that makes it unlike a normal YouTube channel. For one, you can upload clips longer than 10 minutes, right? So if you have, let's say you do a presentation and you record it on your laptop, or you have someone, a TA, record your presentation for you, you can post the full lecture to Columbia University's YouTube channel. You're not restricted by time restraints, right? You also have the ability to archive them and tag them with resourceful metadata, so that if you want it searchable by the world, you can have the right information affiliated with your video clips so that they're found in the right places. And there are also a number of features that allow you to contextualize video through this educational portal. I'm going to show you a few quick examples here. I'm going to run this video without audio just so we can focus on the visuals for a moment. What the Columbia YouTube channel offers is a way to caption videos very easily. You can upload a text file with captions that are timed to your clip, or in any other kind of contextualization that you wish, and you can add this to your video very easily. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, you'll see that there's actually a link to EdBlogs there. You can annotate videos within YouTube EDU. So if you want to point out certain things, or maybe refer students to other videos or other websites, you can put this information directly in your video. You can see where this could be really resourceful if you're posting a course video. You can really just post a link to what you're referencing in your course, and it's available to students after the fact. What's really great is, I like this caption here. You see how I highlighted that video? You can actually make hotspots within the video to point out certain things that are happening in the video. So these are some really cool tools. What's also great about the educational channel is that you can offer your video in Web HD, right? So it's available in high quality, the highest quality the web has to offer. And again, this is totally free. It's hosted by YouTube, and they take care of all the video processing and hosting for you. And while we're on the subject of features, one of the newer features that I really like that they've just added to YouTube EDU is the availability to auto-translate your captions. This could be great in languages, right? If you have a text track running alongside your video, you can utilize Google's auto-translate feature very easily. So maybe I'll pick something that's difficult, like Korean. And it's going to translate your caption on the fly. It's done, right? So all you need to do is provide the transcript, you can add it, and YouTube EDU takes care of the rest, right? We're hoping. So this is what. So you can host the video, and once it's there, what's the best part about YouTube EDU? You can easily share it in your course. YouTube offers sharing links and quick and easy embed codes, so you can take any video that you posted to YouTube and plug it right into your course website. You can plug it into EdBlogs. You can plug it into Wiki Spaces /scholars, or you can just send it through Twitter, Facebook, or through an email. It's really easy. So that's why we're really happy about offering this now as a service for anyone at Columbia. So why do you want to use it? It's an open platform. It has easy sharing capabilities, and more importantly is that it's actually affiliated with Columbia, which I think is probably one of the biggest selling points. When people see your videos, you'll actually see Columbia branding alongside it. So there's no mistaking that your educational content is coming from Columbia's space on the web. So now that you've heard about the service, how might you want to use it, right? How can I contribute? Well, the first step is to meet with one of our educational technologists. They can help you think about how you want to start using video in your course. And that's probably the most important first step. And then, when you're ready to contribute something to YouTube EDU, for people who have been using our iTunes service, which is very successful, we actually have automatic drop boxes now in iTunes. So if you already use iTunes, you can use our iTunes Dropbox. Our staff will take care of managing the YouTube clips to the channel. And later this year, we're going to be rolling out a uni-authenticated method so you can then directly upload videos to YouTube. So we're really excited to start off this service like iTunes. We had a great project plan in place for that, and now I think we'll be able to utilize some of that model in making YouTube EDU a really fantastic resource. So before I turn it back over to Dan, who's going to talk more about some new service offerings that we have this year, I just want to do a quick comparison between iTunes and YouTube EDU. Both of them can offer high quality video, but YouTube can offer HD video, or web HD video. YouTube offers simple sharing and embeds. It's really quick and easy to share video from YouTube. Both of them offer RSS support, so if you create a collection within your YouTube site, you can easily share it in your blog or through a blog reader. YouTube is a streaming-only service. Later down the line, we're hoping to roll out a new way for you to actually access downloadable content from YouTube, but at the moment it's streaming. And if you want to go protected and keep your media private to your course, you can still go to the iTunes U route. So that's the update from our media platforms. I'm going to turn it over to Dan for service updates.
Great. Thanks, Brian. I'll try to do the last part without the mic. So I want to encourage everyone to visit 204 Butler Library. It's just 2 doors down here. And visit Michael Chenemo. He's in the room. Michael, I want to have, he's not in the room. All right, well, when he comes back in, I'll point him out. And visit Michael to get started with any of these technologies. We can't stress it enough that talking with one of our educational technologists is really that first step to getting to use these tools in your courses. We're happy to announce as well that we have an on-campus subscription to Lynda.com. So you can use the enhanced site that Maurice talked about a moment ago. You can use some new pages I'm going to tell you about on the CCMTL's website, which can help you get started with technologies. You can use Michael, who's now in the back row there, in the back, and you can see him. Put your hand up for a second, Michael. And you can also use lynda.com. And it's got a great collection of resources, videos to teach you how to use some of these technologies in your teaching. So we'll take a look at an example here. Let me just run over to Lynda. And so there's a long list of subjects that you could look at here. If you wanted to get a basic overview of HTML, you could go to the HTML description. I've pulled up the WordPress 2.5 training here because we were talking about blogs a moment ago, and WordPress is the system that we're using. So you get a long sort of table of contents of the different things that you can look at. You can click on this and pull up a video and get an idea of what a blog is. And this person at Lynda.com is going to walk you through it. These videos are very high quality. They're really, really well done. And they cover many topics, hundreds of topics, and many hours of training as well. Many of the training modules have files that you can download, so you can work along with the instructor as they take you through the topic. This is a fee for service, obviously, but we have an on-campus subscription now, and you can visit lynda.com and access any of these videos right away from on campus. There's also an authenticated link, so you can type in your uni and password if you're off campus and get access to these resources. Along with Lynda, we have some new online help guides. I'm going to just point this out here. This is a screenshot of one of them, and those are available from the CCMTL website. So if you visit ccmtl.columbia.edu, you can see the Tools tab here at the top, and you can get an idea of, you can get FAQs or more information about any of these technologies that we told you about today. Brian's going to tell us, sorry, are you going to go to this one? All right, so Brian's going to tell us for a couple of words about media production services in 204 Butler as well, and then we'll turn it back over to Maurice to close us out.
So, as has been mentioned a couple times today, the iTunes U service became incredibly popular. And one of the things that we heard the most from faculty is how can they begin to make their own media that they can use in podcasts or use in their coursework site or their Wiki Spaces and so forth. So what we're offering this year is a workstation in our 204 lab that's dedicated to the creation of audio and even screencasts for podcasting. It's a 204 podcasting station. It's well equipped with audio equipment and audio editing applications for you to create your own audio recordings or audio with slide presentations that you can offer through a podcast. Or if you just want to learn how to use some of these applications and maybe use them on your own machine at home or in your department, you're welcome to do that as well. Alongside that, we're also offering within the tools section of the CCMTL website is a new section focused on podcasting and media. So this is a great one-stop location for you to come to if you have any questions on how to create audio or enhanced audio or even screencasts that you can use in your course services. It's a great entry point. If you're thinking about using the podcasting station, I'd recommend checking out the website. We have examples of other Columbia instructors who have created audio and audio with slide presentations and have used those in iTunes U. And I'm sure that the screen capture option will become very popular once the YouTube service begins to develop. So this is brand new this semester. And again, there's always an educational technologist on hand in the lab to answer any questions that you might have about creating media for your course. What's really great about these resources I like to highlight is that whether you're interested in a wiki space or a podcast, this will help you get started. Even if you want to create quick videos that you can put into your course website or into a wiki space or your blog, this will help you out too. So I highly recommend you check it out if you're interested in creating media. And now we'll turn it over to Maurice Matiz for our wrap-up.
Let me just get the mic back again. Thank you, Dan and Brian. That was great. I hope everybody's as excited as we are about some of these new services. What I'd like to do is open it up for questions and comments. I also want to point out that the handbooks, the packets that you have a lot of the information that we just went over, including the profiles for all of our ETs that are mostly standing in the back. So if we don't get to your question today and you want to follow up with one of them, they'll be hanging around this space and in 204 Butler. And if you wish to seek them out, you'll have the information about them in your packet. Also, during the year, if you want to stay in touch with the center, you can obviously come to our website, represented by the first C. You can also meet us via the RSS feeds that we have for our news and enhanced site, and also on Facebook and on Twitter. We provide a lot of information through these venues so that people can stay on top of some of the new services offerings, new events. We have a lot of events that occur during the year, workshops, and so forth.